I'm just sitting here, down here, and I'm just thinking about what I have told me over the years. He told me these things was going to happen when Clinton was in office. I should have said and told and warned the world, but I did not do these things. But as I went on and I started seeing things happen, now I'm compelled to sit down here and record these things so people can understand that we must turn from our wicked ways. The whole world must turn from their wicked ways, because if we don't, we will be destroyed. I am told me things that happened, and I was having a brainstorm here at my house. And then I went to my job, and I started telling everybody what I am have told me. I've been saying these things when Clinton was in office. The things he told me, I was telling everybody. No one believed me. But he also told me, he said you was going to sound like Noah, but tell him anyway. Warn his people for things that already came and things is yet to come. If man don't turn from their wicked ways, we are doomed. I am will not destroy this world. Man will destroy this world. Can't you see we head in that direction? You must look around and see these things. I am not the only one feeling this way. There's more than some other people here feeling these things that I'm feeling. They're probably receiving the same thing I'm feeling. You know why? Because I am is you. I am is me. We all caretakers of this world. Every nation is a caretaker of this world. And we are not doing it because of greed. Greed has set in among us. And this is why we're heading down the wrong way. Man must turn from their wicked ways or we will be destroyed. Now he told me things was going to happen. I went to my job. I was telling everybody what was going to happen. Everybody was looking at me like I had two heads. Especially when I told them I was hearing the voice. Quite naturally, people don't look at you like you're crazy. At one point, I thought I was. So, things started to happen the way the voices have told me, which I know who the voice is. It was I Am who was telling me everything. And he told me to warn people. He told me that I would be like Noah. No one would believe me. No one believed Noah neither. So now I'm sitting here right now today to record these things so people will know what is coming now. If we don't turn from our wicked ways, not just America, the whole world must turn from their wicked ways. If we don't, we will be destroyed. We're heading down the road to Revelations with a running train. The train is running wild. Things that's going on in the world is not right of God. The things he told me, the first things he told me that happened, these things he told me when Clinton was in office. The first thing he told me if you had any money in the stock market to take it out because it's going to crash. It's not going to come back. I was at my job and I was talking to a young lady there. And she was bowling for Bush and I told her what was Bush we had planned for us. People didn't believe me. You don't have to believe me now. But these things was told to me by he said if he had any money in the stock market, take it out because it's going to crash and it's not coming back. It ain't came back yet. Here it is 2008. He told me this when Clinton was in office. He told me we was going to go to war with Iraq. And it was going to be calling it the Vietnam War. Didn't we go to war with Iraq? And didn't they call it the Vietnam War? He told me gas was going to be costing us $2.50 a pump. Didn't they go to $2.50 a pump in the war now? He told me we was going to have dialogue with Cuba, and we did have dialogue with Cuba. We housed the prisoners in Guantanamo Bay, and we paid them to house them there. So we had dialogue with Cuba. And I seen these things happen as he told me. But I kept telling everyone local, telling everyone I was doing what I could do. But that's not enough. Because I see nothing has changed and it's getting worse. And he told me other things that is yet to come. But most of all, he told me this. He told me Bush would sell us out to China, and he did. And he told me China would flood the market with cheap goods, and it did. He told me China would pull all the money out of America, and it did. Not only that, he told me China would be hit with an earthquake, and it happened. I sat there 2 years ago and told my brother that, right here in his house. And he looked at me like I was crazy too. And he said to me, I'm going to remember that when it happened. And you told me I'm going to remember it. When it happened, he remembered. And he came back and told me. He said, man, remember what you told me? I said, yeah. So now, he's a believer. Okay? I'm not saying this trying to get no fame or nothing, this and that, because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the whole world to turn this thing around, because if we don't, we will be consumed. He told me about the housing market. I sat there upstairs in my house and I told my sister, I said, you know, there's going to be a bubble in the housing market and there's going to be foreclosures all over America. He told me these things and it happened. Just the way he said. China is invading a small country and think I don't know. China was already hit with an earthquake already. And just for him not obeying, they'll get hit with another earthquake. They'll get hit with another major earthquake. It's going to rattle China. And then maybe they'll understand. I am angry. He's not just angry at China, he's angry at America too. Because now he has declared famine on America. And see, now you better understand this. If it's famine on America, it's famine throughout the world. God gave each nation a gift. And we were supposed to share these things. God gave America agriculture so we can grow and feed the world. God gave the Eastern Arab world over there oil and stuff like that so they can warm the planet, warm the people, let it do good. That's what he gave it to them. He gave Africa all the gold, the diamonds, and jewels and everything else. And a little black rock that controls all the computers and electricity and stuff that we have now comes from over there. He gave China technology. They can do anything. They can make anything. What are we doing now? We must stop and take a look at what we're doing for ourselves. Let me tell you something, man. Revelation will be fulfilled. But it don't have to be fulfilled in our souls. Each and every one of us, I am. Better look at each and every one of us. Look at yourself. Just say, I am. I am is you. We all caretakers of this world. And what are we doing? You better look around at your mother, your father, your child, your wife, your kids, your little baby. To see what we're doing. It's time to stop and take a look. Because if we don't, we're headed for destruction against ourselves. Because of greed and abominations down here under God. Who do we think we are? Where they could sit here and say that we could create ourselves. These are the abominations under God. The whole world must pray these abominations off. Not just one nation. The whole world. See, I am see us as one. He don't see us as you, me, and I. He set us a parable den with Adam and Eve. He let us know we were one. Did you eat of the fruit? I didn't eat of the fruit. Adam and Eve ate of the fruit. But woman was bare Eve's punishment. Man was bare Adam's punishment. So do we see us as you, me, and I? No. He sees us as one. As one as have done it unto me. We all have done it unto me. So we all better stop and take a look. Not just America. China, North Korea, Germany, Pakistan, Iraq, all these countries. They'll stop and take a look. South Korea, India, all over the world, they'll stop and take a look. Look what's going on in your country now, India. You see the destruction. You see I am speaking in you. We must turn from our wicked ways or we will be destroyed. He told me, he said he's going to let the water claim back some of the land. To show man what he destroyed the world with the first time. And he's keeping his covenant on man. They will not destroy the world. We will destroy the world. Can't you see it's happening? Can't you see what we're doing? We must stop and take a look. Not just America. The whole world needs to stop and take a look. Now, revelations don't have to be fulfilled. But I'm going to tell you what's yet to come if we don't turn from our wicked ways. If we don't turn from our wicked ways, these things is yet to come. Not just America, but to the whole world. Long Island will be underwater in 2 to 3 years from now. If we don't turn from our wicked ways. These things is yet to come. It's only going to be 3 miles of Long Island left. From Huntington to West Highway. That's the only thing going to be left of Long Island. Everything else is going to be in the water. New York is going to be affected. Manhattan and all that is going to be affected. These things is yet to come if man returns from his wicked ways. Now I understand. Now, we took money from the poor and gave it to the rich. Why did we do that? Because of greed. See, this is what's destroying it. This is what's fueling Revelations. Everyone knows what Revelations is. Go to your Quran, go anywhere. You know what it is. You know there's a heaven, you know there's a hell. We all know this. I don't care what kind of religion it is. When you pray, you always look upward. Or you look straight ahead. When most of the time over the world, most people look up. So if you're looking up, what are you looking up at? You know you're looking up at something. You feel it in here. All over the world you're feeling it now. You feel something is not right. These things is not right. Why should a few destroy a many? This is why I say to you, warn the youth, because civil unrest will be in this country after a while if we don't stop what we're doing. We must turn from our wicked ways in order not to be destroyed, I'm telling you. We must stop and think. But these things are still yet to come if we don't turn. I told you, Long Island will be under the water. China will be hit with another earthquake because they didn't listen. They're still doing what they're not supposed to be doing. And they think I am them now. You're aiding and abetting someone. I know who it is. You know who it is too. You better turn from your wicked ways because another earthquake is coming. In the year 2010, God said he will remove this poor. I am. Said he will remove this poor. He said the Antichrist Pope will come on the scene. He said he'll close the gates of heaven. No other prince will come between me and my Father. And then he said he's just be of revelations. These things are yet to come. He said in August 10, 2010, Pompeii will be destroyed again. He said a catastrophic thing is going to happen throughout this world. He said not just one nation will feel this. He said the whole world will feel this. Pompeii will be destroyed. He said 2.5 million people will perish. Because it ain't going to have enough time to get out. These things is yet to come if we don't turn from our wicked ways. I'm here to warn you. You can believe me, you don't have to believe me. I really don't care. But I must get this off my chest. Because all the things that he said to me happened. And I've seen them happen as he said it to me. And now I'm here to warn you.
But he did tell me this. He told me he was going to sound like Noah. But tell him anyway. He said, warn the people. He said, warn my people. That's what he told me. And this is what I'm doing. I must get this burden off my heart. This is why I'm sitting down here now recording this. Because I can't take it anymore. I'm trying to tell my wife, she's just like the rest of the people in this world. No one can see it. Well, everybody better stop and take a look. The days are not the same either. So China will be hit with another major earthquake. San Francisco is going to get hit with a major earthquake. And he's going to level San Francisco for the sins and abominations that they're causing over there. See, I am spoke about gay marriages, gay rights, and all these other things. He destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for the same thing. The city of Atlantis took on the same thing. He destroyed that continent. And he's told me he destroyed 2 more continents. And they started to find them now underneath the ocean. They started to discover of it. There's 4 continents have been destroyed for the same thing. Now you better look around. United States is a continent. Where you are is a continent. You better look around and see the power of I am. This is why there's so much water now that you see in the world. This is why there's less land that you see in this world. Because he put it underneath the water for the sin. And now we're taking on the same thing. We get engaged rights, this, that, and the other. No! It's wrong. You know it's wrong in your heart. I don't care you know it's wrong. This is why it was kept under the closet all this time. Now we want to flaunt it out like it's okay. Whatever you're doing, it's okay that you're doing it. My child don't have to know that you're doing these type of things. It don't have to be flaunted out like this. But what are we doing? We're going right back in the Sodom and Gomorrah. The whole world is going right back in the Sodom and Gomorrah. And we will be destroyed. Can't you see it? We must stop and take a look. Look and see what we're doing. Not just America. The whole world has stuff to do with this. We are the caretaker of the planet. Look around and see what we're doing. Global warming. What is global warming? I am told me this. He said they're going to let the water take back some of the land. He told me this. So he could show man when he destroyed the world the first time. And he's keeping his covenant. I keep saying, can't you see it? These things are happening already. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure these things out. I'm not the only one to see these things. I hope I'm not. But I'm here to warn you. It's coming. We don't turn from our wicked ways. Now San Francisco took on all these things. The West Coast. They took on all these things. They didn't heed the warning when the fires came. Are you heeding the warning? The fires are there. Are you still heeding the warning? No, you're not. You're still doing the same thing. Greed, money, and all these things. Greed is headed opening up revelations. Can't y'all see it? I didn't say these things. I am said these things. Go into whatever you want to see. Read it for yourself. These things is coming. And they're already here, most of it. But we can turn these things around. This is the good part. I am. Everyone say I am. That's you. You are I am. This is what we must do. We're not doing it. And for these things, we're going to pay for it, don't you see? But we're the caretakers. Each and every one of us is related. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm black, I married Chinese, I married white, I married German, whatever. I have kids by you. My kids turn out married German, right? But they're black and German. They turn around and marry German, right? What happens? Then they turn around and marry German again. What happens? They're all German. But what happened? They started from me and went German. I'm difference now. Because you look down the road, they're all German. But they started from black and German. I'm black, that's white. I turn, I'm black and white, she married black. He married white. He turned around, his part married white. My part married black. Married black, married white. First cousins, all related. Right? But if you look on the end, what's on the end? It's white. You look on the end, what's on the end? It's black. So what difference? What difference do color make? This is why we say we're all one. So if we the caretakers of this thing, we're all one. We all must do our part. We're not doing it. If we ain't doing it, we're going to suffer. These things is yet to come. I told you Long Island be underwater. China ain't hit with a major another earthquake because they ain't human it. Okay? San Francisco is going to be leveled with a major earthquake. Okay? And let me tell you something else, guys. God has declared famine on America. Now understand this. I told you the scenario with the countries, with the states and the countries and everything, what we inherit and everything, and what we're supposed to do with it. We're supposed to share the gifts and stuff that I am gave us, but we ain't doing it. So now understand this, folks. America is an agricultural state. You can go just about anything here. What happens when famine is declared in America? And let me tell you something, guys. Famine is here in America now. And I hope you guys know it. Because if you don't, I'm here to tell you. I've been saying these things for 3 years. I am told me when Clinton was in office. But famine is here. Don't you know for the last few years, if you don't know, I'm here to tell you, the Middle West been drying up, low rain. And by the way, he told me he's going to stop that too. He's going to stop the rain. There will be no rain from man's sin and greed and stuff down there, and abominations and stuff that we're doing. See, abomination is something that we must all pray off. I am. We must all pray these things off. Get that? I don't care what kind of religion you believe in. You believe in something. You believe in death, don't you? If you believe in death, then you believe in something. That's all I'm going to say about that. Religion. But you got a heart, right? You know something ain't right, right? You know that, right? You know that things ain't right what's going on in here, right? In the world, right? What's it telling you? You're a caretaker. What are you doing? What are we doing? Now understand. The few can judge it for me. We're putting our word in, and no one's paying us no mind. Where's our say? It's starting to take it away. Where's our freedom? It's starting to take it away. These things are starting to disappear. America would not be the same as we know it because we believe it. You see, we must turn from our wicked ways and we're not doing it, and we will be destroyed. There's so many things up here I got to say that keep coming through my mind. I can't get them all out. This is why sometimes I might jump from one thing to another because it keep coming with this here. So it's like a lot of pressure. But I'm trying to stay focused and tell you what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing and everything else. Okay, this is what I'm trying to do. Because I'm tired of carrying the burden. I'm going to let you guys carry it too. Because I'm going to tell you what's coming. If you don't make the change, well, that's on you. If you don't believe me, I don't care. I'm doing what I am told me to do. And this is the only way I think I can get it out to tell everyone to warn his people. This is the best way I think I can do it. This is what I came up with. So I'm trying. So back to what's coming down if we don't change our wicked ways. Famine is here in America. Like I said, for the past few years, 10 years or more, the Midwest been drying up. Now it's hitting states like Georgia, Virginia, North Carolina, all these states. What are these states? Most of these states are agricultural states. I know last year, the year before last, my sister told me down there that they didn't get no rain for the whole year. lakes was drying up. So if lakes and stuff was drying up, they ain't getting no rain for the whole year. What do you think is happening? That's famine. How long do you think it's going to happen before it hit the food chain? See, God has declared famine on America. And let me tell you something, guys. If it's famine in America, then it's famine throughout the world. See, we must turn from our wicked ways. If we don't, we will be destroyed. I'm telling you guys. These things is coming. He said he's going to stop the rain. There's not going to be no rain. These things is coming for our sins. Abominations, gay rights, cloning, all these things. This is not good. He sent man a warning to that country a few years ago, and we paid him no mind when he cloned the goat, the sheep, the cow, the pig, all these things that man cloned. What did he do? He sent the hoof-and-mouth disease over there and destroyed everything in that country that man had cloned. What was that? That was a warning to us. But did we see it? No, we did not. So we continue on down that road. These are abominations under God. I am. We all know who that is. I try not to stay in the religion because I want everyone to hear this. I don't want to be biased about my God. But I want everybody to know, and they know who their God is. So I don't want to be biased. I'm trying to keep it as clear as possible. I'm trying to deliver this message clear as possible. I don't want to be biased with this message. I want everyone to get this message. These things that we're doing are abomination. I am. We cannot continue to take this road. We must turn from our wicked ways. If we don't, we will be destroyed. I'm telling you. Global warming, this is sin. Abomination is what we're doing. He said, I will show you signs within heaven and earth. He's showing the signs when no one's paying no mind. No one can see. Maybe a few can see. But don't keep it in, guys. You better share it. You better start sharing it and doing it. I'm not the only one feeling like this. I know I'm not. I can't be. But these days are yet to come if we don't turn from our wicked ways. We can stop it if we all work together as one. Stop the greed. It's unnecessary. Billions of dollars. How much money can you spend? Really? How much money can you spend? Millions of dollars, billions of dollars that you hold on just to pay half the rest of your life. What good is it going to do? When you die working in a nursing home for 18 years. And I see it every day. I see him die. I love him dearly. I try to do the best I can for him. I see him die. We go and clean the room out, take the little belongings, put it downstairs in the wall. The nurses go in there and do their last final touches. Wrap them up. Wheel them down to the wall. Come in, take them right out. They ain't got nothing. And the family members come in. They look over the stuff. What they pick, what they want. Read. Whatever they need. Fighting whatever. Laying this and that and the other. Read again. Whatever they're doing with it. You never prosper like that. Stop it. Fighting over whatever, what they don't want, then whatever's left, throw it out. 18 years I've seen it. And I've never seen anyone take anything with it. So what's the sense, guys? Take that money and go out and do something good with it. Do something good with your heart with it. It's not good to sit there and point because you have and they do not. That's your brother. I explained it to you before. That's your mother. I explained it to you before. We must turn from our way. We will be destroyed, I'm telling you. These things are yet to come if we don't stop. Famine is here in America. Now it's famine throughout the world. I didn't say these things. I man told me. He told me to warn you, and he told me that I was sound like one. These things is yet to come. We can save it. We can stop it. More things I have seen than he's told me. Thank you. I don't want to go on. Thank you.
All right. I think I could go on a little bit now, Father, into what was told by me to me by him. He also told me that Iraq is not the war. He said North Korea is the war. See, this is the war that is not going to be good to no one in this world. Nostradamus spoke of the same thing, fire, stuff like that. Can't you see, guys, we're heading down the same path? These things was already written. But see, the thing here is, we could change it. It don't have to be. Can't you see? Revelations don't have to be fulfilled. See, you might say, yeah, this guy's sitting here talking, you know what he's talking about? Let me tell you something. Too many things that happened that he told me didn't happen. This is why I'm sitting here compelled to tell you. He told me Iraq is not the war. He said North Korea is the war. Aiding and abetting. I mentioned that earlier. I don't want to call things out like that, but you put it together because you already know. This is why something else is going to happen. Because they didn't learn. Everyone must stop and look around and see what we're doing. You think because if you push that button, you're going to be the greatest power? Let me tell you something, guys. You're wrong. We will destroy ourselves. We must stop and look around to loved ones. I keep pressing that again. If you say you love your loved ones, then you better stop and think of what you're doing. Because this doesn't have to be fulfilled in our generation. This doesn't have to be fulfilled in our 1,000 generations. He said his word would not come back to him void. He did say that. But we don't have to run fast into it. A day is 1,000 years to humans, remember that. So it don't have to be in our 1,000 years lifetime. We can slow it down if we work together. I'm not saying you have to adopt my ways, but learn how to live together. We have the United Nations table here. Let's sit at this table and come together on these things. This is why we have it. It's time to break down these walls. It's time to forgive our debtors. It's time to forgive our transgressions, all these type of things. Just throw it out the window. Because if we don't, we will be consumed. I'm telling you, man, we're going to be consumed if we don't. If you sit there and say you love it, no, it's just stuff, you better stop it, doing what you're doing. We are the caretakers of this planet. This is our world. We all the same people. Forget about this. It don't mean nothing. Can't you see? I can't take no more. I'm try to finish. I'm gonna try to get. I'm gonna try to finish. Try to work with me. I don't know if this camera's right or whatever, but try to work with me here. Okay. This is why we have the United Nations, guys. Let's try to work together on this. He also told me. See, like I said before, we don't have to speed headlong in Revelations. I hope this camera is right. We don't have to speed headlong into Revelations. Everyone knows what Revelations is. What I am told me was what was going to bring Revelations about. How it was going to come about. These are things he was showing me. And things had already happened already. Milk and all these things I said would be $5 a gallon. All this thing, gas going on, all these things have happened.
earthquake coming to China. I told my brother, all these things happen. And as I see these things happen, I said, well, I got to do something. If these things happen, then these things here is yet to come. Can't you see, guys? We must turn from our wicked ways. If we don't, we're going to be destroyed. And see, now they already predicted in the year 2012 that the whole world, everything seems to exist. Nostradamus predicted, since they've been keeping a calendar, the Incas been keeping a calendar. They predicted the same thing. Not only that, we made a computer. They predicted the stock markets and all these other things to find out what the best stock market to buy. But look at the stock market now. It's not that great, but I said these things when Clinton was in office. No one believed me. Well, look at it. Here it is. Okay? Then these things is yet to come. If we don't turn from our wicked ways, I'm telling you guys, these things is coming. You better believe me. Just as like if you born and I'm here, these things is coming. We must stop and think. Not just America. If our way of life is affected, the whole world's way of life is affected. Couldn't you see the domino fall out when we went down? Don't take a rocket scientist to figure these things out, guys. Come on. We're supposed to be the most intelligent creatures on this earth. But are we really? Think about it. I am Mr. Caretaker's here. What are we doing? What are we doing? See now, everyone predicted the world would come to the end. But I am said, no one will know the time or the hour or the day that I come. But listen to this. He did not say he did not know the year. It's just a thought. Now, what I perceive, things were seen to exist as man knows. See, like I said, we don't have to run this far into Revelation. We can slow these things down if we work together. Just come together and work together. That's all. And we can avoid this calamity that's coming. If we work together, we can avoid going out and going under the water. If we work together, we can do something about San Francisco, moving people out of there. If we work together, these things don't have to happen. If we figure out what a major earthquake will take off, these things don't have to happen because it's coming. Because if we don't get rid of this greed in every nation, we're going to be consumed and destroyed by our own hands. Can't you see, guys? Now, everyone predicted, since Nostradamus, since the Incas, we even got the, what they call this web thing or whatever. It's predicting things, 9/11 and all these things that happen and this and that and the other. Yes. There's some truth to it. Things will seem to exist as man knows it. Now understand. Revelation says, nations against nations if we don't come together. These things is yet to come. Year 2012. The whole world is going to run out of water. If we don't come up with an easier way to work together as a team and come together, we will be consumed. Because see, greed is going to set in. Now understand this. We all need oil to maintain our way of life. Everything revolves around it. Let's not get it twisted. Everything revolves around it. So let's understand it. This is why we're in the problem of the world today. This is part of the reason. Greed and all this stuff. OPEC controlling the market and all these things. And let me tell you something. OPEC will stop producing oil. This is the next thing to happen. To control the market. But America will bring it on. because they're going to go over there and bomb something. So due to the bombing of such and such, OPEC will not produce anymore. These things is yet to come if you don't stop and turn and think what you're doing. We all know what's going on, but why are they doing it? See, we must stop and think and come to the table. Let me tell you something. If we come to the table and sit down and talk and everything, yes, that's the right way to talk. Y'all know what that is? This is why we got the United Nations. Sit down there and get these things on the table like men. Not little wimps. I am. We are the caretakers. Come together. That's one. Other than that, we will be destroyed the way we go. The means is set in throughout the world. And this is why everybody's economy will be going down. Why? Because pretty soon it's not going to mean nothing. It's famine in America. So we going to be hitting the gut now. Pretty soon it's going to be about what you got to eat. Nothing else ain't going to matter. If we don't be careful what we're doing. Can't you guys see it? But we must come together as one and figure these things out. We're not doing it. So if we're not doing it, we're going to pay for it. Because revelations don't have to be fulfilled. They don't. So I'm getting back to the point now. If we're not careful, every nation needs this order to maintain their way of life. Guess what, guys? Nation against nations? Don't that sound kind of seem to fit? You have to take a rocket science to figure it out. We all need this order to find a way of life. The whole world has ran out. We don't have nothing on sources go on. What are we going to be doing? You think your loved one's going to still be here? You think you're going to still be here? Come on, guys, let's get smart. Let's work together and start this problem. Okay? Let's work together. If we don't, we're going to be destroyed. Can't you see it coming? Nations against nations? Fighting over that oil? We're already doing it now. We're doing it now. Come on, let's get smart, man. This is unnecessary. We over there for Bin Laden and all these other things. Let me tell you something. We come to the table. Yeah, we can come to the table. Yes, we can. And sit down and talk. Because if we don't, we're going to be destroyed. I'm telling you that right now. We're going to be destroyed. If we don't come to the table, they turn Bin Laden over. What? He's guilty of the crimes against humanity, whatever. We go to there and talk to them. We lay our hands down. They're like us. We're the same. We're all one people. They turn them over. We ain't got to deal with their influencing ourselves on them. Well, they ain't got to deal with influencing themselves on us. We influence ourselves. That's their way of life. They feel us as a threat there. Now, let me tell you something, guys. If we don't pull up out of this thing, we may unite. We're going to be in trouble. I'm telling you that now. I have told me all these things. I'm just here to warn you. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. I'm getting it off my chest. I'm doing this for me. Because I'm tired of carrying this burden I got. I'm tired. I'm tired of telling everyone, and everyone's not seeing me. Listen, he told me that. He told me I was going to sound like Noah. And I feel, and that's another thing. So I truly believe these things is coming. All the other things happen, what he told me. Why not? So now I must warn you, this is the best way I can do it. These things is yet to come. Man has turned from his wicked ways. I'm telling you guys. Let us stop and think. Look at the world. Look how beautiful it is. Why we have to destroy it? This is stop and think, man. Please. Just stop and think what we're doing. That's all I'm asking. Because it don't have to be fulfilled like this. Now, I know of a way. You might think it's crazy. I don't care. Magnetics is the way to go. Magnetics is the way to go. We already started with the trains and stuff. So listen, you magnetize the line, the roads. get magnetized cars. Get everything in synchronous, moving in synchronous. We can do it. We can come up with technology. We don't need no gas or fossils or nothing like that. We go magnetic. Put the magnetic lines in the road. Like the slot cars. We already got the idea already. Do it with the slot cars and everything else. Why can't we generate power through the lines and let it go like that? We don't even need to burn no gas. Nothing. All these things can be done if we come together. Mechanize the country the same way. Everybody link up the same time. Now look, we can stop the green gases and everything already. It's doing that one thing. It ain't hard to do. If you must do it. Now look what we get ready to do now. We the caretakers of the planet. We start more drilling. Putting in wind flares and all these type of things. When the thing is right there in front of your faces. You see how much power magnetic pull? You already see what it can do. Why can't you build cars this way? We save on rubber, trees, all the type of stuff we save. What is this here now? Greed? This is what I say to you guys. You'll be consumed and destroyed if you don't turn from your wicked ways. As I'm telling you now. This is nonsense. A few is going to kill many? Many? Caretakers? No. That's not right. I'm not preaching hatred or nothing. I'm not preaching no revolution or nothing. I just want people to stop all over the world and take a look. That's all. It's not hard to do. It's easy to see. He said I would send you signs in heaven and earth. And we've been getting them, but no one's been paying it no mind. He said in the last days you won't be able to tell the winter from the summer. But only by the